Welcome everyone to another episode of Subnautica. Now, last week we finished up work on the lava zone base, the one at the very edge of the inactive lava zone. And while we had some really good suggestions, as I thought about it, I decided I wanted to build over here by the floating island. Now, you can see we actually have a nice little eclipse going on, but I am right here on the far side, away opposite side from where the aurora is. So if you're looking at the back of the aurora, and you can see there is my life pod, I am on the far side, which means right up there is that central Dagazi base remnant. Now, I want to build over here because A, I am close actually to my original base, which means easy access to recharging as needed for power cells, anything like that. It's also good proximity to an area where I know I can get a lot of titanium and such, so I don't have a lack of resources that way. And it's also, if I go back over this way towards the Cabo Wabo, if you go straight down, you will almost be right on top of a good section of the sea treacherous path, which means easy access to things like silver and diamond and such from the sea treaders kicking up things on the sea floor. So it's a good location resource wise. It's also a good location because it is a large amount of dry land, and it's just going to give me some good options here. So this is going to end up being not a smaller base. This is probably going to end up being a very large base. I also have a lot of bulbo trees throughout the area, which is the great thing is all I really have to do is any place I want to get rid of them, just cut them down. So I'll be doing some of that over here. But for now, I'm going to get over here to the edge and get everything ready to start building. Okay, so I have managed to get this one built, like right here at the edge, because I ended up slipping off the ledge here down to that spot and barely made it back up without having to go swimming again. But you can see I've got this pretty much lined up. I mean, I almost, yeah, I can't quite walk on it without jumping, but it's close. And the problem now is I can't build here. I have to build further out and that. And then over this side, I can't build there. So yeah, it's not working quite as well as I hoped. I'm thinking I may have to actually dive into the water to get this working the way I want it to. All right, so it took a bit of work to get everything set up, but you can see I finally have some foundation set up. I ended up getting, I think it was this one right here, finally to line up right, and just kind of said, that's it, forget it, I'm just going to build off of this. It doesn't come all the way to here, like I could still fall through, but it comes close enough. You see here, I went ahead, I did two multi-purpose rooms, so I actually have a nice connector there. I didn't like the idea of a eye connector and then the short little, ladder vertical connector to another eye connector. I wanted something a little bit better looking, so we've got this. There's nothing inside. It's literally a hatch, a ladder, and then another hatch, so I can get between them kind of thing. And then this is to make it easier for me to get down to my resources stored in the Cyclops. I have this hatch connector going there, going out there, and then down to that connector, so I can just climb up, come out here, and I've got everything I need. And of course I can get to land. So I need power for this. And one of the things I want to try is doing like a big solar array. We're here on dry land, so why not do a solar array somewhere up higher, maybe up along the ridge there. See how many solar panels I can get put in place. Okay, it took a little bit of climbing, but I managed to get 5 solar panels up there, as well as a power transmitter, which is transmitting here to the base. So because this is all connected on the same foundation, it should just work across everything. And yes, everything is working power-wise, so we've got that going. I've got room. I don't want to extend too far out on the ledge. I just want to extend further over, and we'll just build and build like sideways pretty much. I'll probably have to do something different with this, but I will tackle that when I get to that point. For now, this is going to work as a starting point for this base. Now, later on, I will have a much larger solar panel array somewhere. I'm thinking maybe just covering that whole little peak right there with solar panels and just beaming all the power down. because, hey, we're going to be very, eco-friendly here. And what I'm thinking is somewhere with that recess, maybe build this over where we have another spot, it drops down. And in that spot over there is where we build the big launch platform for the Neptune rocket. That way we have it done as well. Whenever I'm ready, I can just go over here and hop on and end the game again. And yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be a big project. This is definitely going to take multiple stages to build everything. I'm going to go ahead and see about getting some more, I guess, multi-purpose rooms and connectors going, just so it can feel like it's a more complete part instead of two separate little links here. So let's see what I can come up with now. So I didn't like the way the other hatch looked, and I want to try use some of this space so it's not so empty. So we've got a nice little eye tube, eye connector with a curved connector that goes over there instead of that. And I'll probably just put like a nice set of windows there so you can look out. And I went ahead, there was some Ming plants here, I cleared those out. You see there's more here. Can't get rid of those, so that kind of sucks. But at least I can get rid of all the extra Ming plants and such. So that will clear that stuff out of the area. Make sure, yeah, I'm going to drop a whole bunch of stuff here. Look at that, all those. And see if I get back up here easily enough now. Not that way, all right. I think it was this way I took. Get up here for the solar panels. I think I got enough for one more right now. Maybe I could put it up here. This was really tricky to try and build at this spot right here because of alignment with certain things. Like, you see, it's giving me red here, but there, right spot, because that stupid plant in the way. See, I could do that right there, and that's not gonna work because that's in the way. And I don't have enough resources anyway. But you can see, like, it's very iffy on how it's going to let me place it. Like there, I'm placing it over the plant. So I'm not sure why that was not working up there, but it's really weird how it works. So this will work for now. Later on, yes, I'm going to just kind of cover that whole side as best I can and have just a big, massive solar array. And of course, I've got plenty of plants all around, tons of bobo trees, tons of lantern fruit trees. So I'm just going to kind of clear some of that stuff away there, so I have a little bit nicer pathway, and keep this as like maybe even put farming beds up there, like grow beds up along that area. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, I think. It's going to be really interesting to see how I can turn this into a decent looking base. Okay, now let me show you what I've managed to get done. I've relocated the ladder here because I added some more sections. I've also added a little connector there. But basically, this is how I get down into my Cabo Wabo Cyclops. So I come up that way, come over here. There's currently this, just so I can get over here and do any kind of work I might need to do. I may do something else with this side like I've done on this other section that I'm about to show you. Now, there's plenty of plants around the area, so of course, it would make sense to have some kind of way to farm. So what I've done is I got this ring coming from there. Not really a ring, it's an enclosure. Comes over here. This connects back to the central one where you climb up onto the island itself. And here, in between all of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exterior grow beds. And I've got several pieces of bobo sample right now because I chopped most of a tree up. Not quite the whole tree, but most of it. So we're going to have plenty of bobo trees in here. Plenty of marble melons. I'm thinking 2 marble melons, 2 lantern fruit, and 2 bobo tree ones. And that should be like, you could have a decent sized crew here and feed them all without an issue doing that. So that's kind of what I'm going for right there. And that's 8, 9 pieces right there from that one bobo tree. So that's 13, 14, right? No, that's enough. I should have an extra piece and be able to eat and get my water level back up from this. Also, I wish you could actually grow some creep vine in this. That would be nice to have some lighting from it here, but it's not going to work out here. So I will have to put some kind of exterior lighting, like a, let's like the floodlights up top, maybe, you know, like on that, or just right here like this. You know, like, hey, here's a floodlight aimed in this way, and of course it goes the wrong direction. Not that. Did not want to do that. But yeah, I will be messing with that as I have enough supplies to do so. Okay, well, that is it for today's episode. I've got plenty of work left to do. I've got most of the planting done for the little garden area. But as you can see from out here, it doesn't really look all that impressive. At least not yet. But once I start getting some of the spotlights, the work lights up, it'll look a lot better at night. I'm also going to have, of course, more stuff going out here. We're going to have, it's going to get longer. I might even put like a little connector out to a moon pool type thing. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on. And my later goal is possibly to build not only that little connector there, I may actually move it over here to like off of this connection instead and have it all like just one central walkway. But I want to do it where there's a connector that leads to water level here. And then I eventually want to do something that goes way down here. Way down into the lower depths here towards the sea treasures path and the deep grand reef. And let's see how that affects the depth, hull integrity aspect of the base, with part of it being above water and then another section of it being way down below water. But again, that is it for today's episode of Subnautica. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.